Hi, this is Diane from Teach Pre-K, and I am back from my June break. It is July 5th. It's time to start thinking about school again. And one of the first things I start thinking about, because I love summer so much, because I can really take care of myself. I eat better, I sleep longer, I exercise every day. I allow myself lots of breaks because I do a ton of work. I work on my website, my Teachers Pay Teachers store, all that stuff, and making these videos. So when school starts, it's really hard to fit in exercise and to fit in time for myself and to fit in um, just that extra little bit of self care, the eating right, all that stuff. So I start thinking, how can I fit that into my year and what am I going to do? One of the things that I've been doing the past few years, especially since the pandemic, I've begun to take it really seriously, is I will not work sick anymore. I tell myself that at the beginning of every single year. I'm really fortunate I get 14 sick days a week. A week. Oh my God, no, a year. Um, wow, I wish a week because that's more than there are days. But no, I get 14 paid sick days a year and they accumulate year after year. So I'm really, really lucky. If you get zero sick days, you're, gosh, you should be looking for another job because you work with little kids and they make you sick. My first year teaching preschool, I was sick every single weekend the entire year. I would recover over the weekend and be well enough to work, but by Thursday afternoon, I would start feeling a little yucky and I'd be full blown sick by the end of the day on Friday and be sick all weekend. So, um, it is super important that on your little back to school or meet the teacher, whenever you talk to the parents or if you're sending out a letter, I always tell them not to send their kids sick and what my policies are for if their child is at school coughing a ton or feels feverish or goes diarrhea or throws up or whatever. Um, but I also tell them I will not work sick and get your child sick because that is common courtesy. And I want to kind of relay it to them and again to myself that it really is rude to work sick and make your coworkers sick, the kids make their family sick. You have interactions with the parents, sometimes you can get them sick. Just don't work sick. Have that be one of the ways that you are going to practice self care for teachers. So, if your school offers all these little meetings about self care for teachers, which I think is an oxymoron because real self care for teachers is write it in an email and don't give us any more meetings. Bring that up and say, my biggest way that I'm going to practice self care is I'm not going to work sick. Let your administrator hear that. Let the other teachers hear that. Give yourself permission. Let them know that's your policy for you. Let the other teachers give themselves permission for that too. I don't know what it is about us teachers. I think we don't want to do the sub plans. We don't want to put anyone out or feel like we're making anyone else do our job. But we work sick all the time. It's terrible. Don't do that anymore. Um, Another thing that I think is super important for self care is to get enough sleep. Um, I know for some of us, we are running kids all over after school. We're so busy, got to grade papers. I don't, I'm in preschool. Thank you. Gosh, I'm so glad I don't have to do that. I don't have to give grades and all that stuff. I have times of the year that are hectic, like doing assessments and getting ready for conferences and stuff. But I make it a point after dinner, it's like my rest time. I rest So if that means sitting on the couch, putting Netflix on, watching TV with my husband, and there is no shame to going to bed at 8 o'clock at night. No shame. During the school year, I'm exhausted. I'm going to fall asleep on the couch at 8 o'clock anyway. Why not do my skincare routine and sleep in my bed? My husband, poor guy, he just knows once the school year starts, he's on his own most of the time. We have different schedules. I wake up super early, get to work early, come home fairly early, and his kind of goes the other way. So he's got more energy, or he's getting into his settling down time after work. By that time, I'm done. I've been settling for a while. So get enough sleep. And that whole thing I just said about getting home a little bit early, that's another one. Don't stay after your contract hours. You don't get paid enough. You don't get paid enough. Leave. Leave that school building. There are things associated with being in the school building. We give out and give out and give out in that building, that sometimes just being in that building can be kind of draining. For me, my classroom is my happy place. I love it so, so much, but I force myself to get out of there. I can find a million things to do. I've been there for 15 years. I've got so much stuff in this one room. But I have to leave. For my mental health, I have to get out of that building. I used to be the last car in the parking lot. Sometimes my principal would be gone hours before I would be gone. I would come in on the weekends. One thing I started doing just to keep myself from coming home on the weekends is I'd leave my keys at school. But now they lock the faculty door in the morning with all the school shootings and stuff. We are super, super secure. So I have to bring my keys, but I don't go. I just don't go to school. If I've been sick during the week, I might go on a weekend just to get some stuff done, to make my week a little less crazy. If it's good for my mental health to go, I will, but maybe that's like once or twice in a year. Some of you are brand new and you're not as prepared as some of us who've taught for a long time, and you feel like staying late makes you less stressed. Great. Stay late 2 times a week. Pick your days. Those are your late days. The other 3 days, out. You should be leaving on time more than you're staying late. Period. Get out. Out. I feel super strongly about that. I know it's changed so many things for me personally, and it makes me a better teacher, because sometimes you get really resentful. I just left and now I've got to go back. It's exhausting. So give yourself that break. Another thing that's really good about leaving when you should is you can throw your shoes in your car and your gym clothes and go to the gym and move your body, because taking care of yourself is taking care of your body. And move your body. You don't have to be a marathon runner. You don't have to be a triathlete, but you can find some exercise classes that are fun. You can work out with another teacher friend. You can just walk around the block and feel the sun on your face and walk slowly. Listen to a great audiobook. Anything like that. When it gets cold, it gets super cold and super snowy here. I have some indoor exercise stuff that I do. Sometimes I just run up and down my stairs in the middle of the day at school, run up a flight of stairs and back down. No one will know that you're just trying to move your body. They'll think you forgot something and then remembered you didn't need it, right? I mean, teachers do that all the time. We have so many things in our head. But move your body any way that you like to. I like taking a walk because I can go as slow or as fast as I want. I can go as long as I want, as far as I want. I love my neighborhood. I love to look at all the different plants and flowers. In the fall, the leaves are changing color. In the spring, things are coming up. Yeah, I've even taken walks out in the snow because it's beautiful. It's freezing, but it's beautiful. I don't walk far. But move your body, even if it's a few stretches at night. Even if you're sitting in your chair and you just have some stretches that you do, move your body periodically throughout the day. I think that's super, super important. Also, I pack my lunch. I go to Trader Joe's, I buy some frozen stuff, or just batch cook my week of school meals so I'm not crazy in the morning. But I always make sure if I'm like eating something frozen processed or fresh, or not fresh processed, but processed, like a stuff for a sandwich or whatever, or a salad kit or something like that, that is processed. I always have an apple or an orange. In the fall and winter, I peel and cut up a bunch of apples, put them in a pot, squeeze half a lemon with a little bit of honey and cinnamon, and let that cook down. And I have this warm apples with like really a drop or two of honey. So it's still a pretty whole food, but it's warm and comforting, but it's something that was alive. So eat some fruit, a banana, a carrot, eat a carrot, some vegetables, some snap peas, something that you enjoy, something with a crunch to it and that freshness. And it's going to make you feel so much better, so much better. And it's part of taking care of yourself. Sometimes we have this idea that self-care is a spa day. Self-care is getting your nails done. Self-care is lighting a candle and having a cup of tea and meditating. And all those things are self-care. But as busy women with families and a job, self-care really boils down to just taking care of ourselves. I don't take showers anymore. Not like I smell to high heaven, but I take baths because I sit down. I can bring my cup of tea in there, my cup of coffee, my glass of wine. I'm taking care of my body, I'm taking care of my hair. Um, and I'm sitting down in a warm, comfortable place. It's not another stand and hurry and go. Sometimes I know that taking that bath is the only time I'm going to be sitting down until the very end of the day. That's just something I do just to give myself a little bit more rest during the day. Even though it's part of my morning routine, and I'm active during it, I'm in so much comfort and warmth, and it's just cozy and nice. So I want you to think about taking care of yourself, and that teacher self-care being about the absolute basics for your body, for your mind, for your spirit. Another thing you can do for self-care is watch a show that just makes you laugh, like Schitt's Creek or Arrested Development, The Office, Seinfeld, New Girl, the shows that have moments that actually make you laugh out loud, or call your bestie, or look at a bunch of jokey memes and send them to some of your friends, and they'll probably send you something back. So find ways to laugh during your day, because that's another way you can really take care of yourself and your mental health. And don't go to any more self-care meetings. Tell your administrator, no, meetings are not self-care. We see that faculty meeting on our calendar and we all do the same thing, right? We go, is that today? I only have them once a month. I pity you guys that have them once a week. But let the powers that be know that having more meetings about stuff isn't helping anyone. I have been at my school for a million years. I'm kind of an institution, so I will say how I feel to the powers that be and say, if that can go just in an email, maybe that's best. Or we need to find a way to make the faculty meetings actually means something. Like we need to be there for a purpose, like work through a really good professional development book, you have presentations, have it be active, give teacher shout outs, make us all feel good. Um, because that's another thing we all need is those shout outs periodically. So if you're somebody who really likes words of affirmation, make sure you're going up and down the hall saying, "Oh my gosh, this bulletin board is amazing," and telling the teacher, or "Wow, I walked by and you were doing a little lecture on a little lesson on clouds. I love the way that you taught that. I'm going to take some of that into my classroom." We all want that appreciation, and we're not going to always get it from where we need it. But if we make ourselves a conduit of giving that appreciation to other teachers, I'm thinking it's going to come back to you too. Anyway, so that's my rant about self care. And going forward, I hope you think about those things during your frenetic year, and you will see me again very soon.